Comparative Analysis of Money Demand Studies. This paper examined two articles obtained from the Web of Science and Scoopers Index journals. The title of the first article is The Demand for Money in Transition Economies, while the second article is titled Financial Development and Money Demand Function, Cointegration, Causality and Variance Decomposition Analysis for Pakistan. Both articles aim to study money demand, although their research subjects and methodology differ. The first article primarily focused on money demand in transition economies, while the second article investigates the relationship between financial development and the money demand function in Pakistan. The first article employed an empirical analysis approach, collecting data from transition economy and utilizing econometric models from analysis. On the other hand, the second article utilizes cointegration, causality, and variance decomposition analysis method to study data specific to Pakistan. Comparative analysis. The two articles share a common focus on studying money demand and the influence of various economic factors on it, leading to conclusions regarding the relationship between the factors under investigation and money demand. However, they differ in terms of research focus, study countries, and analytical method employed. In the article by Elan and Alley 2008, the emphasis is on money demand in transition economies. They examine the long-run determinants of money demand in 10 different countries classified as transition economies. The independent variable considered in this study were GDP, inflation, and exchange rates. Data for the study were collected from the World Development Indicators, which provides reliable and authoritative microeconomic data from various countries. Panel data models were used to analyze the factors influencing money demand in transition economies. The study utilized a range of economic indicators as explanatory variables, including real GDP, inflation rates, and interest rates. The methodology involved empirical analysis of microeconomic variable and time series models to examine the impacts on money demand in transition economy. The study used panel data from 1994 to 2008, covering the 10 countries. The researchers employed a feasible generalized least square model to address potential endogeneity issue in the study. The findings suggested that money demand in transition economy is influenced by factors such as real income, inflation rates, and interest rates. Specifically, a positive relationship was observed between real income and money demand, as well as between inflation rates and money demand. However, the relationship between interest rates and money demand was not significant. In the article by Mohammed 2017, the focus was on the relationship between financial development and the money demand function in Pakistan. The study aimed to investigate money demand using cointegration analysis, causality, and variance decomposition analysis. The study utilized indicators such as money supply, real GDP, and inflation rates in Pakistan as explanatory variables. The methodology involved statistical analysis and time series method applied to economy data specific to Pakistan. The study utilized a time series dataset spanning 41 years, with data sourced from the State Bank of Pakistan and the International Financial Statistics. These data sources are highly regarded. enhancing the reliability of the data used in the study. Various analytical techniques, including quintegration and vector error correction model methods, were employed to examine the causal relationship among the parameter augmented Dickey Fuller and Philip Perron units. Both tests were conducted to test the stationarity of the parameters. The finding indicates a positive impact of money supply and real GDP on money demand, and this relationship was found to be bidirectional. On the other hand, inflation rates exhibited a negative effect on money demand. The conclusions drawn were that money supply and real GDP are significant factors influencing money demand in Pakistan, and there exists a close relationship between financial development and money demand in the country, with higher levels of financial development leading to greater money demand. The empirical test conducted in this seminal study follows a similar approach to the well-known study by Allen and Ely 2008. However, what sets this study apart is the use of more recent data, covering a 30 years period from 1991 to 2020. The scope of this study includes a cross-section of 9 transition countries. The generalized method of moments was also used in this study to eliminate the problem of indigeneity of the study. The indigeneity problem of the study. The modern testing function in this study is based on the evil empirical analysis software. The correlation results show that there are no variables in this study that have a strong correlation with each other. Since the correlation analysis does not essentially test the relationship, the research goes ahead to test the empirical models, which have the results presented below. The model's coefficients show that the independent variables generates a fairly strong predictive model, essentially validated by the strong coefficients of regression deviance. The regression coefficients results show that the country's economic performance strongly correlates with the demand for money in the transitioning economies. The inflation rates have a strong positive influence. While the exchange rates hurt the relationship, the findings of the strong positive influence on the economic performance of the economy are supported by the findings of the GNN presented below. The coefficients of the GNN model suggest that the model is meaningful in predicting the money demand in the transitioning economies. Specifically, the economic performance of the economies has a strong positive relationship with the demand for money. Conclusion: the findings of this study, along with those of Allen Ely 2008 and Mohammed 2017, concur that micro-level factors, specifically economy performance measured by GDP, exhibits a strong positive influence on the demand for money in economies. While this study align in recognizing the importance of economy performance as a driver of money demand, variation may arise regarding the moderating effects of other macroeconomic factors. Some studies suggest that control variables can have both positive and negative moderating effects on the relationship